we're in a situation now where we either try to, I guess, strong arm this carrier who's responsible because they breached the contract that we have in place with them, get them to pay us and therefore pay our client, or take them to court and hope the case stands up. So Brian, we got a bit of a situation on our hands. New client. Short story is a truck drove off a mountain in Northern California.
Yep.
Needless to say, it's a full truckload claim, but the aftermath is starting to snowball a little bit, and we got ourselves in a little pickle.
What do you mean aftermath?
So we have a Washington-based carrier that booked a shipment with a new client.
Okay.
Picking up in Southern California, going up Washington, everything checked out. We did our diligence, screened them. New carrier, but booked them on the load, mid-transit, about halfway there. They drive off a mountain. Driver lost control of the truck, dives out like, I guess, Tom Cruise and what's that movie called? The
Mission Impossible?
Yeah, let's go with Mission Impossible. Yeah, there it is. There's like 10 of them now.
Yeah.
Driver's safe, but full loss. Take it to insurance, find out that the carrier had a different carrier under the shipment.
You mean like a lease agreement or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So had a lease agreement. Our attorney, Rob, he's been on a few episodes.
Yeah.
Is immediately involved, and he's like, "Oh boy, if he double brokered that, good luck." Because I highly doubt, 9 times out of 10 of these situations, they don't actually have a legally binding lease agreement in place. Luckily, they had a lease agreement, but the curveball was the driver under that lease agreement did not have insurance, and he was not covered on the insurance with the actual driving carrier.
Got it. Whenever you say like lease agreement, do you mean like they have a contract between the two companies? Is that how it works, or what do you mean?
Yeah. So ABC company that we booked the load with.
Yeah.
They have the agreement. They are leasing out their equipment to XYZ carrier.
Got it. Okay.
They have an agreement in place. This carrier may have a tractor but no trailer. He's leasing a trailer in this situation from company ABC.
Yeah.
So ABC is the carrier that we have a contract in place with.
God, I feel like that happens. A lot of my history has been, California produce shipments, and I know that's happened so many times. Not the, truck going over the mountain piece, but
it's not that
common. Leasing or sending it to a cousin or a brother or a friend that might have their own truck and trailer, and they might be leased on, pseudo leased on to that. And that's only happened once for us or me in my career, where, we've had a claim and there's been an issue, and then that previous carrier didn't have insurance. I guess my question, what are we doing now, man? What did the attorney say? How did Rob handle it?
Yep. So XYZ, the company leasing the trailer from ABC company, their driver under that lease agreement was not covered under their insurance plan. So insurance obviously denies the claim because the driver is not insured. We take this back to the ABC company who had the lease in place.
Sure.
It's their equipment.
The original carrier that you booked.
Correct.
Okay.
Their insurance provider is definitely not going to cover this because they're not they're not insuring XYZ company.
They probably don't have the driver or that tractor on their insurance policy either.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. So in this situation, the carrier is technically cooperating, but we don't really have much of a leg to stand on because their insurance isn't going to cover it. Other carriers' insurance isn't going to cover it. So now we're in a situation where we try to settle with them or come to some type of agreement. It's a truckload of beverages that we lost.
Yeah.
New client, have a great relationship with them, but we're in a situation now where we either try to, I guess, strong arm this carrier who's responsible because they breached the contract that we have in place with them, get them to pay us and therefore pay our client, or take them to court and hope the case stands up.
What do we do, like from a broker customer relationship perspective? The customer more than likely is going to come to us at some point and say, "Where's our payment for this lost shipment? It's $40,000 in value or $40,000 in product that was lost and over the edge of a mountain." What do you think we should do then, man?
Yeah, if we're going the legal route, we can take it that route, but in an act of good faith.
Yeah.
If the client's very promising, we've grown tremendously with them over the last few months. In this situation, we are more than likely going to go ahead and write them a check, pay for the product, and hope that we can recollect those funds in court or settle with the carrier.
Yeah.
In some situations, let's say we're moving a truckload or two a month with this client, we don't have a contract in place. Legally, we can step out of this and put it on the carrier, have them settle it with the client. But in those situations, you're never going to work with that client again.
Yeah. It's pretty much cutting ties with them at all costs.
Yeah.
I think with that, man, it's the customer relationship payment. It's probably happens a lot more than, what we see. But I think if, the relationship is there and the client we see a long-term partnership in place, I think that's the right move. And I think, we have some decisions to make as a company. What do we do and how do we handle it? This is a client that we have maybe, a couple $100,000 in open AR with, and they could easily hold that AR until they get payment, or hold that AR to a certain degree for the value of the load. So, what do you think is the best option for us moving forward as we sit here today? Obviously at the time of this recording, this happened yesterday. So this is fresh for us. This is brand new. We're still trying to navigate it with you guys. And I think that's where, we're trying to, share this information to help other people out.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this, it happens. It's not that common.
Right.
Tom Cruise doesn't drive that many of our shipments.
Yeah, but, he doesn't, man. He's retired.
But in these situations, I think the best thing you can do is be, very transparent and open with the client.
Yeah.
Tell them exactly what happened.
Yeah.
We've done our diligence, but unfortunately, we're not going to know everything that goes on behind the scenes with these carriers. Mm-hmm. That's why it's important to obviously use, carriers you have relationships with. But if you find yourself in this situation, the best thing to do is to be open and honest with your clients.
Yeah.
Have an open line of communication, hopefully with the carrier, but send them updates. And we've been doing that, but send them updates on what's going on, what the process is, what the future looks like, and what next steps may potentially be.
Yeah. I think you nailed it, man. The communication part, I think, is huge. Every week, or providing them a weekly update, because we all know that as somebody that handles these claims, it's the insurance companies can drag it out. The attorneys and insurance companies, they go back and forth on details and exact requirements for what's needed to process these. So I think that, for the audience and for the people that are listening, if they can go ahead and provide that communication, or hell, have a weekly cadence with those clients on potential claims or anything that would be a loss, I think is huge. That customer knows this broker cares and they actually give a shit, and they want to give me an update, on this loss of product.
I'm glad you said that, Brian, because it's spot on. And some people will look at this as, oh God, I have a claim, I'm losing the client, this is a disaster. But we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Certain issues, especially claims, how you handle those issues. Yeah. And let's talk about claims in particular.
Yeah.
That can strengthen your relationship with your client.
Agreed.
You can give them the best possible experience in a very shitty situation where you build on that and they're like, oh, we're going to give more to Veritas because we know they're going to take care of claims in these types of situations. So keep an open mind about these situations, claims in particular, because in reality, it's an opportunity for you to show them, hey, we take care of business. We know what we're doing. We're going to get this taken care of and get you guys settled up.
I think you nailed it. It's, the communication piece, the constant communication each and every week, giving them an update, I think is a huge factor. I mean, that's this day and age when a ton of stuff is, automated and email driven, having that phone call or providing an update with a customer, I think that goes a long way, especially in dire situations.
Well, we'll keep you, if you're listening, we'll keep you updated on how this one shakes out. It's might get a little messy, but we're staying optimistic. So we'll send an update, follow up on this, and let you know how this all plays out.
If you're listening to this and you've been in this situation before, a similar situation, reach out to us or send us a DM, put it in the comments below. Let us know how you'd handle it. Or if there's another way that we should handle it or discuss it about the industry, we're all ears. I think like most sales are made after like the 8th contact, right? The highest majority. And at that point, I think it's like 6% of salespeople are only willing to make 8 contacts to the same person. What is like your cadence, or what are you doing as far as, are you calling every week? Are you calling every other day? Are you emailing every other day?